This video is just a quick introduction to Cartesian planes. This horizontal line is called the x-axis. This vertical line is called the y-axis. Some people remember these using things like x to the left, y to the sky, and another one that I've heard is that the letter y itself is longer, so that may help you think about that y-axis as going downwards. Within that, this point right in the center here is called the origin. It has coordinates of 0 and 0. If we're looking at the x-axis, anything to the right of this origin is going to be positive. Anything to the left of it is going to give you a negative x value. With the y-axis, anything above the origin is going to be positive, and anything below the origin is going to be negative. The Cartesian plane itself is divided into 4 quadrants. We call this top right quadrant, quadrant 1. In quadrant 1, all the x values are positive and all the y values are positive. In quadrant 2, which goes anti-clockwise the naming, all x values are negative because they're to the left of that origin, but all the y values are still positive because it's above that origin. In quadrant 3, all values are negative. So because it is to the left of the origin and below the origin, we're going to have negative x and y values. Quadrant 4, all the x values are going to be positive because it's to the right of that origin, but y values, because it's below the origin, are going to be negative. You'll be given coordinates that look like this. This tells you exactly where you need to plot a point. Coordinates will always have your x value first, followed by your y value. In this example, the first thing I'll need to do will be to actually label my axes. After I've labeled my axes, I'll need to find this first value. I know that 2 is my x and it is positive, so I'm going to travel along. I'm going to go 1, 2. So I know that it's going to be along this line. Then the second part of my coordinate is 3. That's my y value, and it is positive, not negative, so I'm going to travel up 1, 2, 3. I can see here my x value of 2 and my y value of 3. They both meet at the same point. Make sure that your point is clear and label it with a letter. You're normally given the letter to plot, but if you don't, make sure you're clear with your labeling. As another example, if you were given coordinates of -4, 6, if I was given coordinates of -4, 6, first if I would look at my -4, because it's negative, I'm going to go to the left of the origin. Traveling along to 4, I'm just going to put dashed lines up because I know it's going to be somewhere along that line. My next point is 6. Now that's +6, so I'm going to get my blue pen, and I've got 6 there. I'm going to travel out until they meet there. Where they intersect, make sure you label that point. Usually you'll have to plot a number of points at a time to create a shape. To do this, just focus on one point at a time and label each point in order. In this example, the first point I'm going to put in pink is A. So I'm going to travel along 2, then up 4. So I know that that is point A. Point B, the coordinates are 3, 5, so I'll travel along to 3, then up to 5, and that is B. C, coordinates of 7 and 5, travel along to 7, then up to 5, labeling that C. The coordinates for D are 6, 1, so I will travel along to 6 on my x-axis and then up 1 to 6, 1 and mark that with D. Usually the question will direct you to join the points. In your case you would be using a ruler, but I don't have a ruler on this program, so I'm just going to be connecting A to B, B to C, C to D, and then D to A. So I've just plotted 4 points onto quadrant 1 of this Cartesian plane.